Please subscribe to the English Web and do not forget to click the bell icon to stay notified at all times.
A poet is the priest of the invisible. This saying by Wallace Stevens is quite telling of what a poem should be like. Hello everyone, welcome back to the English Web. I am Bhageshri. The process of writing poems varies greatly from that of writing prose. In today's video, I shall be sharing some tips on how to write a poem. So tip number 1. Feel what you write. A poem is smaller or shorter rather than a text or a piece of prose. So that means that every word that goes in must be laced with some emotion or effect, because you don't have the luxury of words with your poems, in the sense that you cannot write pages and pages and just go on making sentences. You have to stick to a certain format when it comes to writing poems. So it's very important that you feel every word, and that shows in whatever you write in your poem. So that is a very important tip. Whenever you write something, a poem especially, just feel everything that you write, and that will automatically reflect in your poems. Tip number 2. Do not write to rhyme. Now, most of us associate the essence of poems with rhyming. Please get over that stereotype. Poems are much more than rhyming words. Poems can be made interesting with the help of various other things, apart from rhyming words. So do not use rhyming words until and unless they come naturally and they add to your to what you are saying in the poem. So yeah, that's a very important tip again. Please do not write to rhyme. Just write with a natural flow. Tip number 3. Try to convey a theme through your poem. Now, what most of us do not take into consideration is that there is a thin line between conveying or feeling emotions while writing, and conveying a theme when you write a poem. Now, it is very essential that while you write a poem, you convey a strong theme, or a theme that any reader would understand when he or she reads the poem. So try and do that. It should be very evident from your poem, and just flow in the direction of the theme. That will help you stick to the natural format of the poem. So that's tip number 3. Please convey a theme through your poem. Tip number 4. Maintain a structure. Now, again, one of the better ways to ensure that your poem is intact and is good enough is by ensuring that there is a structure. Now, by structure I mean that there should be an order that you must follow. Now, for example, if you are using a lines gap after every 2 or 3 lines, say for example 2 lines, then make sure you follow that order, because that will ensure that your poem is in order. The other way you can interpret this is, so if for example I am writing about the different stages of a human's life, or the essence of a human's life, through its different stages, then I must ensure that there is an order. Maybe I'm going from infancy until death, or vice versa. But I cannot just jumble things up, because that will end up confusing the reader. So that order is very important, and that is what I mean by maintaining a structure. So ensure that your poem is well structured. Tip number 5. Always try to use some sort of a figure of speech. So by this I mainly mean that try and use direct or indirect comparisons. So also, having said that, make sure that you don't use direct comparisons or similes like as cool as a cucumber or as cold as ice. So try and avoid doing that. But at the same time, if you add some direct or indirect comparisons, or something like repetition, when it comes naturally, then it would make your poem sound all the more authentic, real, and more than just ordinary. So try and induce. That will also help you add effects to your poem. So one of the ways to kind of get over with using rhyming words is by ensuring that you use something like this. Using a figure of speech is always a very good idea. So these were the 5 tips that one can generally use to write a good poem. And so I hope you all liked these tips, and I hope you'll incorporate these. If you all have any more tips, then please feel free to add them in the comment section below. And if you all have liked this video, then please do not forget to hit the like button, do comment below, and share and subscribe to the English Web. I shall see you guys next week. Goodbye.